So we have about 30 minutes or so before our colleagues from Australia and China and Sweden join us. So I invited a couple of board members to kind of just chime in, chat a little bit about what we've been doing here at MEIEA for the past, I guess, since March, really, when everything kind of turned our world upside down, in anticipation of our colleagues from Australia dialing in, so to speak. I think I have Scott on the call. So far, I think I see Terry. Do you guys want to chime in? Scott, great job, by the way, with the panel earlier. That was incredibly fascinating.
Well, thanks, Armen. Glad to be here. And I think I just want to give a note of appreciation to not just people on the MEIEA board, but so many people in the MEIEA community. It's not easy to pull something like this off. And let's go back further. It's not easy to prepare for a semester like one that we're all living through right now. And so many of you gathered and started sharing resources and started talking about, will you Zoom into my class and I'll Zoom into your class? And the whole idea around the monthly MEIEA Meets initiatives started this summer, which we're going to continue through the rest of the year. So I think it speaks to the need for community and communication and all the other things that Maureen and Kim and Kokai shared with us today. So hats off to everybody today. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was going to say also, just to plug our next MEIEA Meets, which is already next week. I mean, time flies, and we've planned one on October 8th, Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And that will feature Emily White of Collective Entertainment and I Voted Concerts, and Jeff McCluskey of Jeff McCluskey and Associates. They are both very involved in higher ed. I know Jeff was actually, I believe, involved with Bonnaroo University as well. And Emily, who's taken on tons of interns working on essentially the largest music festival in the world, apparently, which will take place on election night. I believe there are over 500 acts signed up at this point. So she's going to talk about that. And she has taken on tons of interns. Even during COVID, they've been able to work remotely and help with artist relations and marketing and planning of this event. So I really look forward to our next MEIEA Meet, which is Thursday, October 8th at 12 p.m. I wanted to also give Terry a chance to chime in. Terry has actually, from a board member perspective, has been instrumental in helping our partners connect with us and make this summit possible. So I want to thank Terry while I know I have him on the line here at the same time.
You're doing all the heavy lifting here, Armen. We should give Jeff some props for bringing in Alex.
Absolutely.
Setting up the infrastructure for the platform, which we're getting lots of kudos on. And I'm actually pleasantly surprised that technology has not failed us. I can't believe it. I'm kind of amazed. It's better than how my classes have been running. So great job for everybody pitching in, Scott with helping arrange and coordinate the panel and also coordinating the schedule along with Mehmet. I mean, it takes an army, and everybody's really done a great job.
Absolutely. Let's give a shout out to Jeff, and he can introduce our MEIEA tech guru that's behind the scenes as well.
Yeah, I mean, thanks everyone for coming out and being here and being a part of the conference. I think when this conversation started in March and we were talking about having an online summit, and we were trying to figure that out, I was like, that sounds cool. I have no idea how we're going to do that. And through Storm and Gigi, we were introduced to Alex Dolvin, who has been absolutely instrumental in pulling all this off. And so I want to give a big shout out and round of applause and appreciation from all of us on the board for Alex to all of his hard work here. Alex, please feel free to say hi. I don't know if you want to undo your camera if you want. You don't have to. If you just want to be the man lurking in the shadows, that's fine as well. But, just kind of echoing some of what Terry was saying, I've been really pleasantly surprised as a musician. A lot of this kind of just felt like that anxiety you get waiting for a concert to happen, as far as like, is this going to work? Is anyone going to show up? Are we just going to be here by ourselves? And it's been it's been really great to have some sort of semblance of normalcy of what we might usually find in a MEIA summit through this. And so I've really enjoyed seeing all the videos, looking through and hearing about the Q&As. And I know one thing that we had talked about on the board, which is very unique about this platform, is that this is the first time now where we've actually been able to see all of the presentations, right? So like in years past where it's like two colleagues might be presenting in different rooms at the same time, and I have to make a decision about what I want to see or jump back and forth. It's really hard. So it's been really great to see all of the research that's happening. And, you know, I hope that this is just the beginning of this, and it really helps with us connect with other members in the organization and other, you know, not only academics, from people in the industry outside of this, is now we have this platform that can archive all of this, right? And so now we have all these presentations saved in a place where hopefully this is something we can continue to build on.
Absolutely. And I also want to acknowledge Amy Macy, fellow board member. She is joining us from Nashville, Murfreesboro area at MTSU. Amy, want to say a couple words? Amy's usually the one where we all go crazy during the board, and she's like, wait a minute. And then she like gives us this like, okay, we're back to normal.
It comes with the white hair, Armen, right? The sage in me, I'm afraid. No, well, and I have to say, when Scott was bringing up the MEIA meets component, so many of us are truly old friends, even though we might know each other for a short period of time. Once we make that connection and we realize we're of similar spirit, it doesn't take long for us to kind of connect, be it when we're in conference together or digitally. We recognize that we're driving on the same cogs. And so what ends up happening is we find ways to communicate in other forums, via phone, digitally, however that comes together. And we end up sharing our different bases of knowledge. And it becomes important not only for as we develop our sphere of knowledge that we share with students, but also as we're thinking about creating other forms of saying writing books or articles, however you're thinking about moving forward with your own research that's important to the greater body of knowledge, that we find out we're much stronger when we do it together, that we're not trying to hold it back, but we're wanting to really kind of spread what we know. And it's good. It's really a good thing to try and do and be for each other when we're free with that. And so I think you're going to find that in and among your MEIA comrades, if it's not already abundantly clear. When I look around the different frames, you know, I think of them as friends. They're not just other folks from far off places. There's somebody I call when I get into their town and say, where do I eat? Where do I stay? Your house? I'm in. You know, I'm like, you know, that's what happens when you're a part of this group.
Yeah, and I also want to acknowledge Stacy Merida. She is in Washington, D.C. at American University that was supposed to be our host institution back in March. And Stacy did so much work preparing for our summit to take place there. We were going to visit her campus. We had a big reception planned. And so here we are. Stacy, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you, Armen. Yeah, I was so looking forward to having everybody here from American University, the president, Sylvia Burwell, John Simpson. We had some great stuff planned for you guys to come to DC. Like you said, Armen, we had the reception and, you know, they were sparing no expense on that. But however, that didn't happen due to circumstances beyond our control. But I have to say, I am so blown away by all of the sessions today. As Jeff said earlier, we get a chance to participate in every single one of them and not just running around like making sure, is this room set up, that room set up? So it was just great to sit back and just take in all the information, all of the research that everyone's doing, which is superb. I learned so much through your panel, Scott, just from a technical standpoint. It's like, whoo, wow, that was a lot. So I felt like I was in a master class. So thank you for that. And I'm looking forward to the continuation tomorrow. We've got some great panelists and more research to discuss tomorrow. So this has really been great. Maybe next time everybody can come to DC and we'll really blow it out.
Absolutely. And Stacy, you and I are moderating a social change panel, social justice panel tomorrow with some incredible speakers as well that are really, doing important work in their respective communities. So I look forward to it. Tomorrow will not be your day to sit back and enjoy the show.
No. Got 2 panels tomorrow. Looking forward to it.
Also, one thing I wanted to mention, so this is my, first year as president. I took over in March. We had several new board members join us. And when you are on the board in the organization, it's generally a 2-year term. And then we hold elections every fall. And I'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, where I've also invited our longtime journal editor, Dr. Bruce Ronkin, who will talk about the upcoming journal that will be published despite everything going on. But I did want to encourage you and mention that we will hold elections this year as we always do. So look out for that towards the mid to end of this month with some more information. I encourage you to please join the board, consider running for a board position. It's as Amy said, we really are all family. And I feel like especially this year, because we've had so many meetings, I mean, every week the past couple of months we've held meetings. I actually see you more than I see my own colleagues at the university here at South Carolina. So please consider running for a board position. The one thing I wanted to mention is we usually hold a membership meeting, and I didn't want to bore everyone with a bunch of PowerPoint slides and financials, because nothing has really changed from last year, because the board made a decision of not charging for a membership fee this year, which is usually around $75, as well as obviously no registration fee for the summit, which usually is just under $300. And just so you know, MEIEA does not operate obviously at a profit. We are a nonprofit, and the $289 or so that is the cost that covers just the hotel lunches, the receptions, and then even then, we get some sponsors to cover some of the cost. As many of you know, in this industry working in events, it's not cheap to host the summit, in person with all the meals and expenses and the projectors you have to rent. I learned that a gallon of coffee at the hotel is about $75 plus a 21% service charge. So, I was like, can I smuggle some of my own, So again, I want to encourage you guys to please think about running for a board position. I also want to welcome our new members. We have a big list of new members thanks to this initiative. So thank you for being with us today. And I want to just go back to Stacy again for a quick moment, because one of the responsibilities that Stacy has kind of adopted is to reach out to underrepresented schools, 2-year colleges. I know Denise, a longtime MEIEA member, represents Owens College, which is a 2-year college. She just was on the panel earlier. And so I think it's important that we try to get new memberships and schools and faculty that have maybe not been part of MEIEA before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. We did institute the initiative over the summer, where we found out that a lot of universities and institutions may start the music business or some type of industry program or class, and they're not aware of MEIEA. So it was a great opportunity for us to reach out, do some research, find a lot of those institutions, reach out to those faculties, let them know about us, as well as we had this incredible opportunity for them to become members free of charge, as well as attend this summit, knowing that a lot of people are having troubles financially with their institution. So it worked out perfectly well. And we'll continue those efforts. It won't be a one-time thing, to reach out to as many underserved or underrepresented communities as much as possible.
Absolutely. And we've had questions, folks asking if we will have a summit in March, because usually our summit is follows along South by Southwest. We usually tag along because we know folks are out traveling, and we get the educators to join us. We haven't made the official decision as a board yet, because we'd like to kind of see how this virtual summit goes and then evaluate and go from there. But so far, I'm hopeful. It's been really great. And the reason we decided to go ahead with this one was to allow folks who want to present, who need it for their tenure files, to have that opportunity. Of course, it's been great to have so many amazing keynotes and panelists as well. But at the end of the day, we are an educational organization, and we want to give the tools to you guys to succeed in your academic careers. So hopefully there might be another type of virtual summit in March, as I'm pretty sure no schools are going to, allow travel in the spring necessarily. One more quick thing I wanted to mention is that at our last summit at the luncheon, I remember a gentleman said, we're a music business organization and there's never any music. We got to put some music into this because we get so busy with the presentations and panels. So after our little chat, you will start seeing some music videos and performances submitted by various schools. And I believe the one leading into the Australia panel is from CalArts, our partner school in Melbourne, who has submitted several videos, and I look forward to seeing those as well. Any other comments from fellow board members while we have a few minutes? Scott, I just wanted to say, I think I saw an Oscar just casually on a speaker behind you earlier. What's the story?
No, that's
Maybe.
a Clio.
Oh, sorry. Can you just give us the quick history on that?
So I've spent about 8 years in advertising for corporate audio and sound design. So there have been all kinds of fun trophies and knickknacks and webbies and things, rarely solely due to my musical abilities, mostly due to great creative ideas from our partners. But I do have some bling sitting around the office.
Okay, that's things you learn. Any other comments or questions? I know I have a computer there with the chat box going on as well. So if there's any questions you guys have, since we're on a different system, feel free to type away and ask if there's anything else. I'm trying to see from here right now.
How's it all been going?
Oh, it's Chrissy who's joining us right now from Australia. Chrissy, it's going great. Are you on camera? I can't see on this end. There you are.
I thought I am. Yeah. I think
you
so.
are. Well, we are live. We are live right now, and we are anticipating your panel in a few minutes. And I was just telling folks watching that we look forward to seeing some of the music videos you guys submitted from CalArts. Tell us just briefly about some of those.
Well, I only know the one that I actually submitted, which was a couple of music production students that I actually taught the music business unit to. And they did the video that I think you're showing as actually just a student project. They had to, during trimester, they had to work on a project. So they put together this video, which is, I think, is pretty damn snappy for a student, music video that they did for class. So yeah, it's a guy called Jerry and Armen, and Jerry has started getting some radio airplay, on the huge national youth network, Triple J. So it's been trucking along. So he's doing quite well, actually. And the head of music production said to me, "Oh, look, I don't think we should use any of his real videos. We'll use one of the student videos." And I think it's great anyway. So yeah.
That sounds great. We will finish up in a couple minutes so that we have a chance to see the video before your panel. And I just really want to reiterate, we really are an international organization. We hold our meetings since this summer. It's generally been Wednesday evenings at 5 p.m. Eastern. So then we have folks, in Nashville Central. We have folks in California on Pacific. And then we have Chrissy and Ben in Australia. I think it's like 7 in the morning over there. We have Henrik over in Sweden, where it's 11 p.m. over there. I mean, talk about a dedicated board. So I think at any given moment when we have a meeting, it's like the whole world is connected through our little MEIEA dots. So thank you for joining us today. And I look forward to the next couple hours with Australia, Sweden, and China. And then at 7 p.m. Eastern, if you're still around, we'd love to have you. We're going to do a Zoom chat with everyone, so that we can see all of our members as well. So please join us then. You will receive a link on the summit page and you can join our little Zoom virtual hour. So we'll see you then. Thank you very much.